Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Caddy Be Advocacy. I'm Caddy, and it's like 2 a.m., almost 3 a.m. right now, but I'm not tired, so I decided why not make a video because I'm bored. So today's video is gonna be me going into like chapter 1, maybe 2 of the book, the novel that I wrote, called Toxic, 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 and this novel goes into sexual assault, specifically pertaining to males, which is one of the issues that I have discussed in one of my videos on the channel. So, yeah, please like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy. Comment down below any other content you'd like me to do, whether it's another topic you'd like me to discuss pertaining to someone else, or a reaction to a series that you'd like me to do. So yeah, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Thank you. Let's go. Toxic, toxic, toxic. Designed the cover myself. I also created the avatars that I use for like the characters on the cover. Yeah. Warning: contains heavy themes. And the main characters. Hi, my name is Christopher, but you can call me Chris. I'm 21, but my story takes place 4 years ago when I was 14 years old, and this is my story. Most people move because of their parents' jobs or housing, but that's not my case. I was being bullied at my old school because of my sexual orientation. For some unknown reason, the guys at my school had a problem with anyone that had a sexual orientation that wasn't straight. Memorably must be boring, so I'll get to the point. I'm gay, and the guys at my school hated me for it. They would humiliate me in front of everyone in any and every way they could think of, every single day. They would even go as far as getting violent, leaving me completely bruised. If you're wondering if I reported them, I did, but it didn't do shit. For one, it made the bullying worse, and the teachers could care less. My mom tried to sue, but that didn't work out either because the school managed to get everyone to deny there was ever any bullying. So there was no way to prove it ever happened. As you can probably guess, my mom removed me from the school and enrolled me in an international school in the UK. With that, I thought things would get better, but man, how wrong I was even surprises me now. But there was still some light. Anyways, there's enough of an introduction. Let's get to the actual story. Chapter 1. New. I approached the front gate of my new school and thought to myself, everything will be okay. Things will be different. Things will be better. For my absolute disappointment, as I entered the school, 3 boys approached me and the bullying started. As the 3 boys approached me, they announced for everyone to hear, "There's the gay boy, guys. That degenerate new kid who decided to come spread his disease here." Seriously? Disease? Since when is being gay a disease? These dudes really had a problem and needed to be seriously educated and cleansed from all the hate. I tried to defend myself and said, being gay isn't a disease. Jeez, get some maturity. Okay, that was a lie. I absolutely did not say that. I was too much of a shy, anxious type kid to speak up. In all honesty, all I said was, please leave me alone. I was very pathetic and I should have stood up for myself, but instead let others step all over me. I know it might sound harsh, but it's the truth and I accepted that. Anyways, I tried to walk away, but as soon as I moved, one of the guys grabbed my arm and threw me on the floor. I can't even begin to explain how fucking painful that was. I tried to get up, but one of the guys kicked me on the face, right on the nose. There was so much blood, and I was in so much pain. I was convinced my nose was broken. I was very disoriented, but I heard one of the guys say, "I want to crack at him." And I was so scared of what he would do because, man, I was already in so much pain. I didn't think I could take anymore. The guy grabbed me by my shirt. pulled me up and held his fist right to my face. He said to me, "You reap what you sow." Until now, I don't get why he said that because I didn't do shit. So not only did those guys have to get educated and respect, they had half a brain too. I mean, you've got to have half a brain to say you reap what you sow to someone you don't even know. Moving on, as the guy pushed his arm forward, I closed my eyes, waiting for the painful impact of his knuckle. But to my happy but scared surprise, I felt nothing. And when I opened my eyes, I understood why. Someone stood in front of me, stopping the fist from reaching my face. His name was Jake, and he was the same age as me at the time. Getting back to the story, as he stood there in front of me, he turned and asked me, "Are you okay?" I nodded and he smiled back in relief. Afterwards, he started going off with the three bullies, saying, "What the hell's wrong with you guys? Why are you attacking a new guy?" In no surprise, one of the three guys answers, "I didn't hear you didn't you hear he's gay, scum? And we're giving him what he deserves for coming to our school." Didn't you hear he's gay, scum, and we're giving him what he deserves for coming to our school? Jake seemed very angry at that comment. I say this because he clenched his hand so hard and said, "We're in the 20th century, dude. You don't have to agree or condone, but have some respect for others' decisions. People's sexual orientation is none of your concern. You're being so immature. Grow the hell up." The guy got so mad, he pushed Jake back. He bumped into me. I fell and everything went dark. Okay, it all went dark. Brad, that sounds very dramatic. I passed out, guys. I passed out. Chapter 2, Guardian Angel. When I woke up, I was in the nurse's office, and for a moment, I didn't feel a thing. But as soon as I started moving, man, it hurt so bad. The nurse came over to me and told me to take it easy. She let me know that I had a few bad bruises and a swollen nose. I asked how much time I was out for, and to my surprise, I was only out for about 15 minutes. After the nurse asked me if I was up for class or if I'd rather go home because of my bruises and the pain I was in, I said I would rather go to class, but the truth is, I just didn't want my mom to find out about what happened that day. Anyways, the nurse helped me get up, helped me fix myself up, and I was ready to walk out. But when I opened the door, the three guys were standing outside. I was very scared that they would attack me again, especially since they had already left me in very bad shape. I honestly didn't think I would be able to get out of that horrible situation, but I was lucky enough to have a guardian angel. Jake walked up to me, took my hand, and said, "Come with me. I won't let them hurt you." I was so relieved that he was there and that I had someone to support, so Jake walked me to class. I asked him if he wasn't gonna get late to class, and it turned out that we had all the same classes. After class, before I could leave the classroom, Jake approached me and asked, "Why don't you come with me for lunch? It's safer than staying by yourself because of you know who." All I could think at that moment was how sweet he was and answered, "Sure, I appreciate it." So we walked to the cafeteria, and of course the three bullies from earlier were there. But they didn't try to get near me. I'm guessing it was because I wasn't on my own, especially because of the person I was with. Well, to continue on, I got the food and we sat. As we ate, Jake and I started talking, asking those basic questions to get to know each other. Jake asked me why I moved, and all I said was, "It's complicated." That wasn't a subject I really wanted to touch, and I think Jake understood that, since he didn't ask me any other questions about that or insist on that question. After a while, Jake told me I have to use the toilet. I'll be right back. I promise I'll be quick. To be honest, I didn't understand why he was being so nice to me and why he cared so much, but still, I was happy someone cared. While I was waiting, the three bullies approached our table and invited themselves to sit. I was nervous and I was thinking to myself, "Where are you, Jake?" I got some courage and asked, "What do you want with me? Just let me be, okay?" One of the guys started laughing and said, "No, no chance." I'll admit that at that moment I wanted to break down and cry because of that miserable life of mine. Anyways, one of the guys introduced himself to me saying, "I'm Nate, and in this school, what I say goes. I promise you that as long as you're in this school, I will make your life miserable." After he stood up and said, very loudly to everyone in the cafeteria, "Guys, I have some tea I think you'll enjoy." He projected a humiliating blog post from my old school on the cafeteria wall. The post was about the first and only guy I ever liked. Chapter 3, Friends. So basically, I liked this guy in my old school and he was my best friend. When I confessed my feelings to him, he freaked out and accused me of assault. I was so hurt because I really cared about him and never ever got close to him in any way that made him feel uncomfortable or inappropriate. Continuing, he made that post and posted it on the school blog for the whole school to see. When I confronted him, he told me, "You're sick and you need help." Now that I know what you are, I think back to all those times we would get dressed in the same room and all those times he saw me naked and I feel disgusted. That was the worst experience of my life back then. I became very closed off and never let anyone close to me or in my heart since. Anyways, getting back to the story, Nick started telling everyone in the cafeteria that all the accusations on that post were true and said so many horrible things. I felt so humiliated and ran out of the cafeteria. On my way out, I noticed that Jake was standing at the entrance and heard everything. At the moment, I thought, no. Now I'll lose the only person who was actually kind to me. I sat outside and tears ran down my eyes. I covered my eyes with my hands and broke down. A minute later, I felt someone sit next to me. When I looked up to see who it was Jake. He put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Hey." I replied with a "hey" as well, and then I just looked down again in embarrassment. We sat in silence for 2 minutes, and then I decided to ask, "Do you believe what he said? Do you believe that I assaulted my friend?" He gave a confused expression like he didn't know what to think. The response put me down more, and I just started telling him my perspective on what happened. I remember I was still in tears and said that we were best friends. I had feelings for him, but that was it. All I did was confess to him. I didn't try to kiss him or anything like that. I don't know why he freaked out and made that post saying all those awful things, but the post is what made my life at that school a living hell. I don't expect it to believe me, but that's the truth. I stood up and I started walking away when Jake grabbed my arm and said, "Wait." He pulled my body towards his, hugged me and said, "I believe you. And I'm sorry you went through all that." I replied, "Thank you, but everyone at school probably hates me. I'll never fit in." Jake smiled at me and said, "Hey, you got me. You know that, right?" I smiled and said, "I know." Afterwards, classes were over and I was so happy to finally leave that place to the comfort of my home. I waited for Jake at the door and we walked to the gate. Jake smiled at me, I smiled back, and we went our separate ways. Please go on the website tapas.io to read my novel and my other novels on my Tapas account. And if you want me to do a second part to this video, please comment down below. Thank you.